review of what's going to happen for wrestling in the month of September. And holy crap. So if you're suffering from the blues, saying that summer's over and stuff, pro wrestling in Ontario has got you covered because there's going to be an event somewhere happening in this province at some point. So, enough of the yip yap, and let's get to it. So, on September 2nd, you have POW, or Pride of Wrestling, and they're going to have one of their first events happening, and it's Ignition. And that will happen at the Battle Arts Academy at 4880 Token Road in Mississauga. And stellar card, and their big thing is they're going to bring a lot of alumni from the WWE and other wrestling organizations to this event. So you're going to have former UFC champion Dan the Beast Severn. You're going to have Chris Masters. You're going to have former WWE Tag Team Champions. They might have been World Tag Team Champions, WWE World Tag Team, one of those. La Resistance. You also have the Wrestling Machine himself, Tyson Dukes, and so much more happening. Also that day, you have Great North Wrestling, and they're going to have a free event at the Bike Fest in Hawkesbury, Ontario, and it's completely free, so check them out if you're in the Hawkesbury area. Then, on September 3rd, you have POW with association with Dr. Disc, giving you Wrestle Aurelia. And that's happening at the Barnfield Point Recreation Center at 500 Atherton Road in Aurelia. And it will feature Doink the Clown. Woo. Sorry, not to disrespect, because they are going to have some of the guys that are going to be on the September 2nd show up there. So definitely check it out if you can't get down to Mississauga and you're in the Aurelia area. Then also that day, you got Super Kicked Sci-Fi Slam. So it's going to be a little good guys versus bad guys dress up thing, acting. I'm not 100% clear about it. I'll put the link to the event in the description below, and you guys can figure it out. But it's going to take place at a different location than what Superkick's usually at. It's going to happen at the Rec Room Toronto at 255 Bernier Road. Bernier. Oh, fuck. Sorry about that. Bernier Boulevard in Toronto. So it's right near the Skydome and Convention Center. So after you're done at Fan Expo, go check out some Superkicked wrestling. I would if I was not working. Then we go to September 8th, and the only good thing that WWE has produced, we get NXT in St. Catharines. It's going to happen at the Medina Center at 1 Ice Dog Way. And I think this is also the Bobby Roode farewell tour, so if you want to watch some glorious stuff, go check it out. Then also that day, back in Toronto, you got Super Kicked Lucha Madness 3 Mexican Wrestling Fiesta. And if you haven't checked out a Lucha Madness presented by Super Kicked yet, I highly suggest it, because the last two events quickly sold out. And it will be taking place at the Super Kick Studios at 66 Fraser Avenue, Unit B in Toronto. And remember, people, all these cities are located in Ontario because that's why it's called Wrestling in Ontario. Just want to make that clear. Then, on September 9th, we got Barrie Wrestling back to school and it's taking place at 49 Ferris Lane in Barrie. Pretty self-explanatory about that one. Then September 9th, people, you will most likely catch a wrestling show somewhere in this province because there's like 6 shows happening this day. So you could probably find something somewhere. Then also that day, you have NWX schools in session at the CWF training facilities at 20 Hazel Road in St. Catharines. Man, there's a lot happening in St. Catharines. Then, you also have New School Wrestling, Atomic Age, at 12 Adamson Street South in Halton Hills. Again, wow, there's so much this day happening. But New School Wrestling is a great organization. It has the backing of Steve the Bone Crusher Brown, and it has a very good, history, solid history behind it. So, and it just came back. So, highly suggest this. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. They always put on a great show. Also this day, you have NXT Toronto happening at the Martin Art Center. And if you don't know what that is, it's the old Maple Leaf Gardens on Carlton Street. So it's really just out my window. As you can see, it's right outside. So if I can get to it, I'm going to check that out. Because it will be the final day you could see Bobby Roode in NXT, people. Also this day, you got Rock Solid Wrestling happening. Anarchy in Angus, Volume 15, people. Wow. And it's at the Angus Arena at 8527 Country Road 10. And you get to feature some of the very local homegrown talent that Ontario gets to offer, which will include Cody Deaner, the Playboy John Atlas, Jake O'Reilly, and Scotty Da Body. Don't know who that is, but what can you do? And finally, to end off this crazy day, you got Acclaim Pro Wrestling, Get in the Ring, that's happening at the Dom Polsky Hall at 379 Waverly Street in Ottawa. I almost said Ontario. Ottawa. It's in Ottawa, people. Then, I can finally move to the next day. So, September 10th, you got Alpha One Wrestling making its debut in St. Catharines with Beyond Compare. Stay tuned for my hype video when I go through the whole thing, or check out my buddy Brian's YouTube channel where he already has a few hype videos for this card already up. And it will be taking place at 235 Church Street, again in St. Catharines. St. Catharines, wow, 3 shows, 3 days. Love. Any wrestling fans in St. Catharines? Hey, great weekend for you. Then, this is not really a wrestling show, but it's a panel featuring some of the biggest stars in Smash, and it's Ring Talks. It's happening at Rivoli, which is at 332 Queen Street West in Toronto, and it will be hosted by the lovely Jackie Redmond, which would be very cool to see. Then, on September 14th, the very next day, Smash Wrestling will be hosting a show, Campus Carnage, at Fanshawe. So it's brought to you by the Fanshawe Student Union at the Forwell Hall, 1001 Fanshawe College Boulevard in London. Then, next day, September 15th, You got Super Kicked. Toronto likes it nasty. Who comes up with these titles? Dear God. And it's going to be at the Queen's Hall's Longboat Hall at 1087 Queen Street West in Toronto. Heavily suggest checking it out, because this will be the first show that we will no longer have to deal with the fucking Cure people. Great to see that happen. And we got a new Super Kick champion in the half-baked kid himself, Chris Chambers. So definitely check this out to see what's going to go on. But also that day, you have PWA happening at the Red Chevron at 34 Elizabeth Street in Guelph. And I believe Chris Masters will be in the house for this. That'd be the next day at the PW event. So, but you have some great talent going to be there, including the walking weapon himself, Josh Alexander. Then, on September 16th, at the PWA event at the Alpine Club, 464 Maple Avenue in Kitchener, this one will feature Chris Masters. So, definitely check out the PWA event, either on the 15th or the 16th. Should be a great show. But also on the 16th, there's quite a bit more. You got Pro Wrestling Eclipse Fall Fury, which is happening at the Royal Canadian Legion, Branch 43, at 471 Simcoe Street South in Oshawa. And always, Pro Wrestling Elite gives you a huge, solid show. And this one will be a late one. It's doors open at 6. The bell will go at 7. So, if you plan on going to Oshawa, make sure you can get your way home. But if Oshawa's too much a journey for you, there's Hamilton Pro Wrestling, Back to School at the Christopher's Banquet Hall at 746 Barton Street East in Hamilton, Ontario. And this is a new up-and-coming promotion, and it's going to be brought to you by HPW, as well as the weekly wrestling podcast people, where you will get to see the second match of the best of 7 for the Young Blood Death Proof title. And the champion, Matthew Grant, is already up 1-0. So definitely check this out. It should be one hell of a show, especially since it's a new organization coming up, and they're going to be pretty cool seeing it. Then, on September 17th, again, you're going to get bombarded with shows, people. Because Smash Wrestling, they're going to be not doing just one show, but 2 shows this day. The first one will feature some of the best up-and-coming talent in Ontario, featuring Young Miles, Kobe Durst, and Space Monkey. And it's from the ground up. Great show, but it doesn't end there. Because following this show, Smash will be giving you its 100th show. And there is no information about this. Don't know who's going to be there. Don't know what matches they're going to be. Or anything. Because they are keeping this 100% zipped up, so that it's a huge surprise for the people that are in attendance. Because they don't want this stuff leaked out. And so, if you can still find some tickets to get to these events, I highly suggest you do. It's going to be two great, amazing shows happening. And it's going to be taking place at the Franklin Horner Community Center. Yes, Smash is going back to its old home. And it's at 432 Horner Avenue in Toronto. So definitely go there. It's going to be two great shows happening and one hell of a day. But if for some reason you think you don't want to go, there is also a couple more events happening this day. You also have Courage Pro Wrestling, Determination. And it will be taking place at the Holy Trinity Banquet Hall at 880 Barton Street East in Hamilton. And also we have Hogtown Pro Wrestling, Death of Hogtown at the Rock Pile, 555 Dundas Street West in Etobicoke. And one of the big matches that are going to be happening at this event is going to be Jesse Amato taking on the Scab Rat himself, one part of the commission, Nick Watt, in an unsanctioned grudge match. And you know it's going to be completely violent for this match. So viewer discretion is warned, and remember people, it will be aggressive in nature. But, time out here for a sec. I just want to talk about this whole storyline or whatever is happening with Death Proof, Hogtown, Lucha Tio. It's kind of childish, really, what you guys are doing. As just an observer, it's like, you want to make people follow this more. Yeah, it was a great idea, having like the Health and Safety Commission versus the hardcore wrestling fans of Death Proof. But having it shut down, and like now you're saying you killed off Hogtown because of what happened at Rogers, the community channel that got shut down, and you saying it's just this one guy that's masterminding this whole thing. It's like old 1990, like Attitude Era, it was me, Austin, type stuff. And sooner or later, even except for maybe the really diehard fans, people are going to be less interested in this. So, hopefully this ends this, if it's a storyline. But if it's not, it ends it one way or another. Because, like, as you have been watching my videos, there's a hell of a lot happening in Ontario. So, if you continue playing, oh, we're on hiatus, we're shut down, all this stuff, many fans are just going to go elsewhere. So, it's up to you guys. Do you want to continue playing the charade? Or do you actually want to get back to business and produce high quality wrestling so that so people can enjoy your stuff? It's all up to you people. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate on this, but sorry, my opinion. If you don't like it, fuck off. Plain and simple. Okay. Game on. So, on September 23rd, we have presented by Chaos 4K9s. You got Rescue Mania happening at the Royal Canadian Legion, Branch 101, which is on 3850 Lakeshore Boulevard West. And that's in Toronto, people. And should be one solid card. It's going to be some good names, local talent that are going to be there. Definitely, again, check. I always say check them out because, like, for me, independent wrestling does put on a far better product than what you get currently with WWE. Again, I'm bashing the WWE, and I eventually will make a video. It'll be more of a rant, but I will make a video on saying why I'm doing this as of late. So stay tuned for that. So, getting back to the topic. Also on September 23rd, you got Lucha Tio, Lucha Fest 2, Lucha Libre at the Kensington Market, which is at El Grotto Empanadas at 214 Augustus Avenue in Toronto. But we also have another event that day, Crossbody Pro Wrestling, and it's celebrating its 1-year anniversary. And the show will take place at 69 Angus Street in Kitchener, and it's at the Crossbody Pro Wrestling Academy. Again, highly check it out. There's going to be some great stars there, like Alessandro Del Bruno, Cowboy, Psycho Mike Rollins, and a whole slew of others. Then we go to September 24th. You got a couple of events happening this day. You got Alpha One Wrestling finally coming back to Hamilton, where it belongs, in my opinion. I love that it's expanding, but you know Hamilton loves you, and we always enjoy when you have shows there. And it's Phantom at the Banquet Hall, and of course, it's going to take place at the Knights of Columbus, 222 Queenston Road in Hamilton, people. And my God, the card is already shaping out to be a great one. Again, wait for my hype videos for this, because I go a lot more in depth than I do in these videos here. I just go through what's happening in the month. So, also that day, you have Crossfire Pro Wrestling, Fired Up, Unveiled, Unrivaled. Yeah, it's Unrivaled, not Unveiled. Unrivaled. And it's happening at the Meriton Community Center at 7 Park Avenue in St. Catharines. My God, St. Catharines, you're getting spoiled this month. Okay, then on September 26th, yes, it's a Tuesday, people. There's going to be an event that's not on the weekend, on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And it's Fall Brawl, and it's happening at the Maxwell Concert and Events Place. It's at 35 University Avenue East in Waterloo, and it's featuring some huge legends, because this is how they're marketing this one. It's like a major legends of wrestling event, and you're going to have people like Kevin Nash, Scott Steiner, Chris Masters, and the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, plus a whole lot more. The only thing I have a bit of a problem with is the ticket prices are like $30 plus for this. So if you haven't gone to any of these events till now, definitely spend your money on this one. But for most people, it's going to be a little bit tight on the wallet if you go to this event. Not trying to knock it, should still check it out. There's going to be hardcore matches, and like I say, all the legends are going to be there. Great chance to meet some of the people from your wrestling past. So, it's worth a shot, but again, it's a little bit expensive. Then, on September 29th, we got SKM Promotions presents Live Pro Wrestling Returns to Hagersville. Couldn't come up with a title for this. And it's at the Hagersville Community Center at 62 Main Street South, and of course, Hagersville. And not much to say about this match. So I'm guessing the first one was a success, so this one should just be as good. So, people in Hagersville, you get wrestling, check it out. Okay, then to end off the month, we've got some solid cards happening. Smash, Wrestling, Headlocks, and Hangovers at the Stations Music Hall at 550 Campbell Street in Sarnia. I, for one, have seen the card, and it's an amazing card happening. And so I'm going to put this out to any Smash or pro wrestling fans in the Toronto or Hamilton area. I am looking to figure out how to get to Sarnia. So if a group of you guys want to come, check out and show the people in Sarnia how we Smash fans in Toronto are, please email me at tnc007@hotmail.com, or just send me a direct message on my Facebook, or send me a message on YouTube or whatever, and hopefully we can work something out, and so a bunch of us can go cheer on Smash in Sarnia. Also this day, we got the Great North Wrestling, Gangrel versus Hannibal. It's at the Napanee District Community Arena at 170 York Street in Napanee. And this will have, as the title says, WWE legend Gangrel taking on GNW Canadian Champion Hannibal the Death Dealer. So like, great card there. Definitely worth checking it out if you're in the Napanee area. So, why not? Great. The Northern Wrestling is just as big or even bigger than some of the stuff that's happening in Southern Ontario. You guys just get as good, big of stars and all that stuff. It's great. Then, to wrap up the month, you got C4, Strange Days, which is its season 11 premiere. It's happening at 260 MacArthur Avenue in Vanier. So it's a little near Ottawa. It's basically in Ottawa. And it's going to feature Colt Cabana. So, that's your month rundown. A lot is happening. And to find out all this information about these events, here's one great website is Toronto Pro Wrestling. This is where they probably have most of these events listed on theirs, plus the links to all their event information. Definitely worth checking them out. If not, Facebook, people. A lot of digging in Facebook. So, that's it for September. And, before I forget, on September 30th and October 1st, you do have the Hamilton Comic Con, which will feature the Legends of Wrestling, and it's going to be a Royal Rumble 88 reunion type thing. So you're going to have some big name stars that are going to be there, like the One Man Gang and like the Killer Bees, and a few other people going to be there as well. You got the WWE legend himself, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, will be there. So, if going to check out, if you can't really make it to any of these, or if it's too much of a travel for you, check out Hamilton Comic Con and meet some WWE alumni. And I'll be back for this again, talking to you guys what's happening in October. So, peace out.